Hello, my viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. New subscribers, welcome. Returning subscribers, welcome back. Guys, there's breaking news in the case of Mr. Clarke, and Peter Bunting is in serious trouble, along with the soldiers, 3 members of the JDF, who allegedly unalived Mr. Clarke during the 2010 Tivoli incursion and the manhunt for Christopher Dodos Coke. So Mr. Clarke, who is an accountant and businessman, was unalived at his Kirkland Close home in Red Hill, St. Andrew on May 27, 2010, during a search by the security forces for the country's then most wanted man, West Kingston strongman Christopher Dodos Coke. Clarke was shot more than 20 times. Coke was captured the following month and extradited to the United States on gun and drug running charges. He was subsequently sentenced to more than 20 years in a U.S. federal prison. So how Bunting got involved? The PNP formed the government in 2012. Bunting became the security minister, and in 2016, Peter Bunting issued what he called good faith certificates or certificates of immunity to 3 members of the Jamaica Defense Force who are accused and charged with unaliving Mr. Clarke. The members of the JDF are Corporal Odell Buckley, Lance Corporal Greg Tingling, and Private Arnold Henry. So after the certificates were offered, the widow of Mr. Clarke went to the court and she appealed it. The court ruled that the Constitutional Court, in fact, ruled that the certificates were invalid, null, and void. So, these Jamaica Defense Force officers will have to face trial. Paula Llewellyn said the Crown is ready and the trial will commence on April 15th of 2024. This is a bombshell development, guys, and there are a lot of questions to be asked and need answers to. My questions are, during the incursion, how did soldiers reach in a Mr. Clarke's house? And what intelligence did... I hope that this information will be revealed in court. How did they get intelligence that Dodos was at Mr. Clarke's house? Did Mr. Clarke have any connection with Dodos or ever had any connection or problems with Peter Bunting in the past? Right? The other thing is, during the Tivoli incursion, they reported that 70 people were unalived. Right? And I remember Edward Seaga came out and said, no, it's more than that. He told Emily Shields in his last interview before he died that it was over 140 members of Tivoli who died. Now, we know that security forces also were unalived during that time, but there were far more civilians who died and were injured. So here goes the question now, the big $1 million question now, guys. Out of all of the people them who were killed in the incursion, and out of everybody we go testify, because remember there was an inquiry. Out of the people them go testify and say police shoot them, police do all kind of things, and soldier. Why is it that only them 3 soldier there Bunting gave immunity? What about all the police officers and soldiers and law enforcement people who were there? Why didn't they all get immunity? What is the connection between Bunting and these 3 JDF members? It has been said, allegedly, that Bunting uses rogue law enforcement officers to do his dirty work. Bunting is also considered the most wicked politician in Jamaica. So there needs to be some investigation, in my view, based on that allegation of whether Bunting had some nefarious relationship with these JDF members. There is no way on this planet that something like this can happen to a civilian, and the chief security officer in the country Minister of National Security Peter Bunting at the time could have taken up himself and say that he's giving immunity based on something in the emergency powers. This man was shot 20 times or more than. So, was there a threat to the officers? Was the man armed? Don't you have to investigate all these things before you start issuing immunity to Jamaica Defense Force officers? This man's life matters. I mean, there needs to be some investigation to rule out whether the man posed a threat before he was taken out. So, this is a very serious matter in my view, and I am glad that it is going to trial. You cannot have a Jamaica Defense Force where during an emergency, soldiers can just go into people's residence and take them out like that. I believe that it is right to put this on trial and put all the evidence out there and let a jury of their peer decide their fate. And kudos to the wife of Mr. Clarke for fighting for him. And you know what? I would say that the police need to put Mrs. Clarke in a protection program, because these are not people you can trust. Nobody can trust Bunting. You don't know what them will do. Them want political power. They want to go back in a government. You don't know what they will do. So this woman need to be protected. Guys, remember me talking here. This woman need to be protected. This kind of immunity under the circumstance must have been something in our emergency powers that was there from the beginning of colonialism. Because the JDF and the JCF was not created to protect the Jamaican people. It was to fight the people. And so they would want to protect those people when they violate the rights and the human rights of the citizens. This needs to be thrown out. This immunity that they're calling a good faith certificate. What is the good faith in barging into someone's home and unaliving them and shot them 21 times? What is the good faith in that? I cannot wait to see the trial and how this is going to play out. This is going to be a real indictment on Jamaica, on human rights, on Bunting, on the Jamaica Defense Force. This is very serious, guys. I hope it's going to be televised. I hope that it will be televised and we will see all proceedings happening in this one. It's important to note that the attorney of the soldiers did not deny that they are responsible for the death of Mr. Clarke. So they will have to explain how they ended up in this man's house in Red Hills when the incursion happened in Tivoli, and how did they get intelligence about this man's residence, and was this man an imminent threat while he was, hit so many times, over 21 times. I mean, guys, this is ridiculous. Bunting should be made to testify. He should explain about the so-called legal advice that he received. And he should explain whether he depended solely on that legal advice, and did he take into consideration the human right of Mr. Clarke before he issued or offered that good faith certificate of immunity. And he should also explain how he defines good faith. Like I said, guys, the chief prosecutor of Jamaica, Miss Paula Llewellyn, she said that the crown is ready and she's ready when asked yesterday how she felt about moving forward to prosecute this case.
Told by the defense that they will be appealing the decision, so the trial date might be pushed back.
Well, I don't know about that. There's a saying that, sorry to sound like the unforensic, mount make to talk. We will see. The Court of Appeal was quite clear in their directions, and the judge, his lordship, indicated that he certainly will be making his written submissions available. And as far as the court is concerned, we are to ready ourselves to commence the trial on the month of April.
And you're ready?
The crown is ready.
So guys, this is the bullet-riddled house of Mr. Clarke. So we will see how it works out. I just don't understand how somebody can see this and talk about immunity without putting all the evidence out there and letting a jury decide. Makes no sense to me. But we will see. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this video in the comments. Make sure you're keeping it locked here to Jamaica Politics Uncovered, where you get all your political news, reviews, and updates. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have your notification on, guys, and you are inviting your friends to come over here. So come like up the channel here and hang out with us. I'll catch you in the next video.